Brad Daugherty's journey through basketball is one that not many fans today fully appreciate. Let me take you back to the mid-1980s. The year is 1986, and the Cleveland Cavaliers have the first overall pick in the NBA draft. Their selection, a 7-foot center from North Carolina named Brad Daugherty. What the Cavs could not have known then was that they were drafting not just an incredible player, but the cornerstone of their franchise for years to come. Daugherty wasn't your typical big man. Sure, he had size at 7 foot tall, but what set him apart was his incredible basketball IQ and finesse. At North Carolina, he had developed under legendary coach Dean Smith, refining his post moves and passing ability. This wasn't just a guy who could dunk and block shots. Daugherty had real skill. His impact on the Cavaliers was immediate. He averaged 15.7 points and 8.2 rebounds in his rookie season, earning a spot on the all-rookie first team. But that was just the beginning. Daugherty would go on to become a 5-time All-Star during his 8-year NBA career, all spent with Cleveland. Remember those Cavs teams of the 1980s and early 90s? Daugherty was an anchor in the middle, teaming up with Mark Price, Larry Nance, and Craig Elo to form what many considered the best Cavaliers team before the LeBron James era. There were legitimate contenders, though they had the misfortune of playing in the same era as Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls. What's most impressive about Daugherty's career is his consistency. He averaged 19 points and 9.5 rebounds per game. His best statistical season came in the 91-92 season when he put up 21.5 points and 10.4 rebounds per game. If you're a basketball fan, you might know Brad Daugherty as the Cleveland Cavaliers' first overall pick. But before all that, Daugherty was a dominant force at the University of North Carolina, where he established himself as one of the greatest Tar Heels to ever play under legendary coach Dean Smith. Let's rewind to 1982, when Daugherty arrived in Chapel Hill. This wasn't just any time to join the Tar Heels. The team had just won the national championship with a freshman named Michael Jordan, hitting the game-winning shot against Georgetown. Talk about big shoes to fill. Daugherty's freshman season saw him playing a supportive role, averaging around 7 points per game while learning under underclassmen like Sam Perkins. What's fascinating about Daugherty's development is how Coach Smith molded him from a raw talent into a polished basketball machine. Unlike many centers of the era, Daugherty wasn't just a back-to-the-basket player. He could pass, he could shoot, and think the game at an elite level. By his sophomore year, Daugherty's role expanded significantly. He bumped his scoring average up to 11.7 points per game, showing flashes of his offensive versatility that would later make him an NBA All-Star. He was developing those soft hands and footwork that would become his trademark. The 1984-85 season saw Daugherty's junior year is when he truly emerged as a star. With Jordan now in the NBA, Brad stepped up as one of the team leaders, averaging 17.3 points and 9 rebounds per game. His basketball IQ was off the charts. Dean Smith's complex offense system required centers who could make quick decisions and precise passes, and Daugherty excelled at both. Then came his senior year, the 85-86 campaign that cemented his legacy as a Tar Heel great. Daugherty dominated the ACC, averaged 20.2 points and 9 rebounds per game while shooting an impressive 64.8% from the field. He was named consensus first-team All-American and first-team All-ACC. His back-to-the-basket game was nearly unstoppable, and his passing ability from the post made double-teaming him a dangerous proposition for opponents. What people don't appreciate about Daugherty's college career is how he embodied Dean Smith's team-first philosophy. Despite his immense talent, he never tried to play outside the system. He made the extra pass, set solid screens, and did all the little things that made the Tar Heels successful in that era. By the time Daugherty left Chapel Hill, he had scored 1,832 points and grabbed over 1,000 rebounds. Perhaps more importantly, he had developed from a somewhat shy freshman into a confident leader ready to make his mark in the NBA. The Cleveland Cavaliers certainly thought so, making him the first overall pick in the '86 NBA draft. While Daugherty's NBA career was unfortunately cut short by back injuries, his foundation at North Carolina prepared him for both his basketball success and his post-playing careers in broadcasting and NASCAR team ownership. When we talk about great UNC players, Michael Jordan understandably gets most of the attention. But Brad Daugherty's 4 years in Carolina Blue represented one of the most complete college careers in the program's storied history. A perfect example of development, teamwork, and excellence that defined Dean Smith's program. When the Cleveland Cavaliers selected Brad Daugherty with the first overall pick in the 1986 NBA draft, they weren't just getting a talented center, they were acquiring the cornerstone of what would become the most exciting era of Cavaliers basketball to that point. Fresh out of North Carolina, Daugherty wasted no time making his mark in Cleveland. His rookie season, he averaged 15.7 points and 8.2 rebounds per game, earning a well-deserved spot in the NBA All-Rookie First Team. What stood out immediately wasn't just his size at 7 feet tall, but his remarkable skill level and basketball IQ. This wasn't your typical big man. Daugherty was exceptional at passing, reliable mid-range jumper he had, and a soft touch around the rim. The real magic started happening when the Cavs began assembling what fans would affectionately call the team of the 90s. Alongside Daugherty, the roster featured Mark Price's pinpoint shooting and passing, Larry Nance's athleticism and defense, Hot Rod Williams' versatility, and Craig Elo's hustle. Under Coach Lenny Wilkens, the group transformed the Cavaliers from an afterthought into a legitimate Eastern Conference contender. By his third season, in 1988-89, Daugherty had blossomed into an all-star, averaging 18.9 points and 9.2 rebounds per game. His pick-and-roll chemistry with Mark Price became the most unstoppable offensive weapon in the league. The 1989 playoff series against Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls perfectly encapsulates both the promise and heartbreak of Daugherty's Cavaliers era. The series went 5 games, with Daugherty averaging 19.2 points and 11.2 rebounds, showcasing his ability to deliver in clutch moments. Unfortunately, this was also the series where the shot happened, Jordan's buzzer beater over Craig Elo, that eliminated the Cavaliers. It was the first of several postseason disappointments where Jordan's Bulls would stand in the way of Daugherty's Cavaliers reaching their full potential. Daugherty's prime years came between 1990 and 93, when he made 4 consecutive All-Star appearances. During the 1991-92 season, he put up career best numbers, averaging 21.5 points and 10.4 rebounds per game. What made Daugherty special was his consistency and efficiency. He shot over 53% from the field for his career and was also an excellent free throw shooter for a big man, connecting on nearly 75% of his attempts. His fundamental sound approach made him a model of reliability. You could pencil him in for 20 points and 10 rebounds almost every night. Off the court, Daugherty was the team's emotional leader. Despite his impressive individual accomplishments, he always prioritized team success and fostered a culture of unselfishness. His number 43 jersey, chosen as a tribute to his favorite NASCAR driver Richard Petty, would eventually be raised to the rafters at what now is Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. The cruelest twist in Daugherty's story came in the form of back problems that began plaguing him in his later seasons. These issues forced him to retire prematurely in 1994, at just 28 years old. It's heartbreaking to think about what might have been. Daugherty was forced to walk away from basketball in what should have been the middle of his prime. In just 8 seasons, Daugherty had amassed 5 All-Star selections and career averages of 19 points and 9.5 rebounds per game. The legacy Brad Daugherty left in Cleveland is one of excellence, class, and unfulfilled potential. While injuries cut short what could have been a Hall of Fame career, his impact on the franchise is undeniable. Those Cavalier teams of the late 80s and early 90s remain beloved in Cleveland fans, and who still wonder what might have been if not for Michael Jordan's Bulls, Daugherty's back problems. When we talk about great centers of that era, names like Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, and David Robinson typically dominate the conversation. But for 8 brilliant seasons in Cleveland, Brad Daugherty showed he belonged in an elite class, a fact too often forgotten in NBA history. Unfortunately for Brad Daugherty, his playing career was cut short by persistent back problems that forced him to retire at just 28 years old. It's one of those great what-ifs in NBA history. What might his career have looked like with another 5 healthy seasons? But Brad wasn't one to sit around and feel sorry for himself. After basketball, he reinvented himself multiple times. First came his passion for NASCAR, where he became a team owner and later a racing analyst. Then he returned to basketball as a broadcaster, where his insightful analysis and friendly demeanor made him a natural. Brad Daugherty may not be the first name that comes to mind when thinking of NBA greats, but his impact on the game and Cleveland's franchise is undeniable. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and stay safe.